This statement perfectly embodies the remarkable success of most of the women, the true trailblazers we have with us today. Let us welcome our guests of honor and guest speakers. Our secretariat informs that the sequence of welcome has been arranged alphabetically and citations that will be read out provide details of achievements. So to avoid duplication, let me be brief. It, we await the arrival of Miss Aishwarya Sagar, IPS. I hope she's able to take care of the issues she's handling right now and be with us in good time. It is my pleasure to welcome Ms. Shireen Moge, Chairperson, Family Welfare Organization, Bengal Sub-Area, Eastern Command, Indian Army. A warm welcome to you and thank you for joining us as our guest of honor, ma'am. We extend a warm welcome to Ms. Loganajita Chakravorty, eminent musician and vocalist. It is the season of spring and her name has strong connection with this season for her famous song, Boshanto Eshe Geche. We also extend a warm welcome to Mrs. Reena Chaudhary, Joint Managing Director, NIS Management, uh, overseeing security, housekeeping, and facility management services for over 28 years. Thank you for taking care of this building as well. It gives me great pleasure to welcome Captain Nandita Haldar, Commander Airbus 320 Fleet, Director ICAS and Aviation Consultant. Captain Haldar has more than 2 decades of experience as a pilot. We have amidst us Dr. Sukla Mistry, Chief Operations Officer, Haldia Petrochemicals Limited. A pioneer indeed. She was the first woman director on the board of Indian Oil, the first woman inspection engineer in the country, and also the first woman to be posted at Qatar to look after the Qatar projects work of Indian Oil. It is indeed an honor to have you with us, Dr. Mistry. We now welcome Ms. Shreya Mukherjee, Managing Partner, ACE Financial Services, a financial advisor, investor educator, and advocate for ethical investing. This resonates a lot with me, actually. Ladies and gentlemen, we have amidst us 2 young women who have shown extraordinary courage by charting a professional path which was less traversed by women earlier. I welcome Ms. Reshma Nilofer Visalakshi, the first and only woman marine pilot guiding vessels through the challenging waters of the Hooghly River at Shyama Prasad Mukherjee Port, Kolkata. The other young woman, Ms. Deepta Ghosh, is a qualified engineer who showed the rare courage of choosing to become a woman cab driver and supporting her family while supporting her family while enjoying the autonomy of being her own boss. We are eager to hear their perspectives on today's subject as well as their journey and proud to honor both these extraordinary women with the Inspiring Women Trophy. Friends, achieving a sustainable society is based on 3 important elements: the environment, the society, and the economy. In this regard, women are playing the most crucial role in shaping a sustainable society by integrating eco-friendly practices, driving entrepreneurship, financial inclusion, ethical business practices, and social activism. This evening, as we celebrate women leaders, pioneers, and visionaries whose stories inspire others and ignite change, how can we not mention about the woman who has inspired everyone all over the world? In an illustration of human endurance and resilience to uncertainty, Miss Sunita Williams went to International Space Station for 7 days but endured 7,000 uncertain hours with hope, finally earning just $5 per day for this space odyssey. Just imagine this in the context of our reaction when we board a flight and then are informed that it will be delayed by a few hours due to operational reasons, and all that we get is a sandwich and a beverage. how would we feel? Now, being a person of Indian origin, Miss Williams is a source of pride for many in the country, and her achievements shall inspire a generation of young Indians, women and men. Uh, on a different note, while talking of women shaping a sustainable society, I must share something very interesting. We have amongst us our own Secretary General of Bharat Chamber, Keka Sarma, who has been rock solid running the chamber for decades together, uh, supporting so many of the presidents over the decades. None could have been operating without her support, and none of them were women. And of course, when we talk our own, our own, we have all read about woman Shakti through our goddess Shakti in India. I mean, how many God incarnations we think in terms of men, and imagine how many are in the, how many, should I call gods are gods. I mean, female version, or what should I say? Durga, Kali, Saraswati. I mean, we can now Durga. So we can keep on and on. So women, power wise, outperform men completely. So that's with on this note, I would now like to conclude my address, and may I now request you to take the uh, proceedings further. Thank you. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable observations. May I now request our first guest speaker, Dr. Shukla Mistry, Chief Operations Officer, Haldia Petrochemicals Limited, to share her perspectives.
So, good evening, everyone. I hope everyone should be little louder to bring the energy to the entire gathering over here. So, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Yeah. So, Mr. Noris Pachishia, President and of Bharat Chamber of Commerce, and Mrs. Pachishia, the guest of honors present here, my colleagues, fellow colleagues, the speakers will be there with me today on the same dais. Once again, to good evening to an eminent personality sitting here, ladies and gentlemen, and the members of Bharat Chambers of Commerce. Once again, good evening to everyone, and I wish all of you happy International Women's Day 2025. Of course, it is late, but every day is the Women's Day, as we always say, it's Women's Day. It's my absolute honor to be here with all of you today to celebrate with you this very important day. Of course, 8th March we talk about. And this day recognizes the strength, intelligence, and potential of women across the globe. And the subject chosen for this particular, gatherings is that women shaping in sustainable society is really befitting to the situations. And this celebration is a reminder of how far we have come and how much more we can achieve together. Thanks to Bharat Chamber of Commerce for giving me this wonderful opportunity to interact and share my thoughts with you all on this occasion of International Women's Day. International Women's Day is a day to celebrate women who individually as well as collectively broke the molds of patriarchal systems and carved a niche for themselves. And if you take a good look around, you will notice that two powerful phenomena unfolding the world, and those are the journey towards sustainability and the rise of women. And it's already said by Hillary Clinton is that women are the largest untapped reservoir of talent in the world. And if you see the contribution of the women, it's almost like 50%. Every 100 persons, there are 50 women. So the contribution is 50%. And if I really talk about how the women has grown, particularly in our country, I would say that in last few decades, representation of the women has increased especially in the fields of information technology, banking, management, medical, arts, literature, business, and entrepreneurships. But if we go about still the manufacturing organizations like oil and gas industries, I am from oil and gas industries, fertilizer, power industries, you will see that women executive is still less than 10%. According to the McKinsey report, which they have done with the leading organizations, they found that women can gain 5% in the growth. And the McKinsey's gender parity report notes that if India addresses the gender inequality, it can add about $770 billion to the GDP, and that's about 18% more than usual scenario. And supporting to the same, Niti Aayog also has published a report, and it says that if India can grow at a rate of 9 to 10% if the share of the women in the workforce were to increase from current 24% to the equal 50%. Now, if you see the executive or the board level members, still India by 2013-17, it was only 13%. And by 2022, it is just only 18%. And you must be aware that the SEBI has already announced that every board has to have one women member as a minimum one. And if I talk about the world at large, the female CEOs in all the countries are equally less. It's just not India, but everywhere. And the best is Norway. Still, the percentage of CEOs in the country like Norway is only 13.4%. It is so less. And when this is happening, I think the world understood that the power of women is tremendous, has got a big potential, and we could see the growth in these centuries, particularly in the 21st century. And she is not afraid of exploring the varied new areas and the fields, and thanks to the easy access to information and knowledge. I would say some of the things to your people, I think this combination of the people are, mixed group, mixed age, and from different cultures. So before I advise to the entire team or share my experience, as Mr. Pachishya was saying about that, everyone has got his own success story, and all of them here is the accomplished personalities. I would like to give you, I haven't been introduced that way, but just to add to that, I'm purely a hands-on experienced person from the oil and gas industry. So I started my career as an inspection engineer at Haldia Refinery. I had got 8 transfer across the countries and different refineries. And in fact, my company is having 9 refineries, one of the highest in the country, even globally also. So I'll share one of the anecdotes which will, sure inspire, and this experience will definitely give a lot of impact to all of you. So when I joined as an inspection engineer, posted at Haldia Refinery, which is in our own Bengal, West Bengal, what was my job actually? My job was to inspect the equipment of a processing unit. What are the processing unit plants? It is a full of pipeline, full of equipments, and it runs 24 hours in a day. The liquid crude comes in and it gets processed at a high temperature and pressure. And, it moves through a heater, pressure vessels, pump, equipment, heat exchanger, and all those. And finally, which the product comes, it goes to the retail outlet, the pump stations. And you see the diesel, petrol, and all these kind of things which I can see because I receive everything is in the closed vessel. I receive in the vessel, pass it through pipeline, through the pumps, and then it gets heated, then again cold, and then distillate, fractions, and all these at a high pressure. So we operate the equipment at a pressure of 250 kg SIS and temperature of maybe 1000 degrees centigrade. Such a hazardous situation it is. And these industries are considered to be the second hazardous plant after nuclear plant. So much of hazards is involved, and a small leak can devastate the entire plant, entire people over there. So that is the kind of industries I worked. I worked for 38 years. So when I joined as an inspection engineer, my job is to inspect the equipment and ensure to the management and to the entire industries that these equipment are healthy and there is no cause of concern for any accident to happen through that equipment. So what we do, we have the equipments where, small holes are there. So we get into the inside the column through that small hole, inspect it, and then, see the health, do the repair, replacement, whatever is required, and then, recommend that this is okay and it can be taken into operations. So when I joined, it's already declared that I'm a woman. I cannot carry out this kind of inspection. I'm not fit for, actually. I would not say, they said is a woman is very, soft person, so they may not be able to do it. So the bosses are very overprotective. I would say it's not barring me from the job, but they are having kind of overprotections. But then I observed that my colleagues are getting experience of, inspecting the equipment, which I'm not having. I'm doing a job in the office, like, some failure analysis and a sort of a thing. So when I requested that I should have the same experience what my male colleagues are having now, so why don't you give me and test me if I am not able to do it? I'm sure I'll be able to do it, and if you are not able to do it, you can take your actions accordingly. So I have been put into the site with another colleague with me, so that if I fail, he will be able to take care, because it is industry. Industry talks about only business and profitability. So it's a highly competitive area. It's just not our industry we talk about. It's an area of high level of competitions. So when I performed, then people have forgotten that I can't do this job. So I have created my field. And after that, lot many women has been recruited in that area in the inspection department, and they are performing well. And no one said to them that these women cannot do, these girls cannot do the job of inspections. I'm saying that I'm doing a great job and a very great deal has been done. It's not a big deal for me doing an inspection and going there. It's a job. That's it. And I can equally do like a man. What I cannot do everything. We are doing everything in the home. In fact, more than anybody else. And why I can do? It's the perceptions of the society, of the people, of the female. And believe me, when I joined in my company, I was the only one inspection engineer. I was the first inspection engineer in the country. So whatever is happening, everything is coming fast. So I'm already a celebrity. Celebrity by virtue of being a very rare commodity, that is women. Yeah. So being a small or minor in numbers also has got advantages. You become a celebrity. All my friends are discussing about me. She's going there, eating there, talking to them, and it becomes a talk of the town, sort of a thing. That's the advantages, I would say. So you have become a celebrity. But then, if you really go about your professional areas, it's really very, very difficult. And if you really do a good job, it becomes highly challenging and very competing to them, because they don't want the other side, the 99% men, or maybe 98% and 2% are women. So it's not easy for you to prove that you are good. You cannot be good. But that's how our society, patriarchal society, is made. There is nothing wrong in it. That's how the society, and we are the women who really come forward, has to break the barriers, has to break the glass ceiling to create our own path. And that's probably the very womanship in the mind has to be taken out and create our own path. I think many accomplished leaders of the women here has already done this and doing this, and I think we need to do this. So by saying all these things, what I mean to say is that everyone has got his own success story. It is challenging, and you have to create your own path. The men's are also doing. I thank you very much. All the women's are here. I can only say that in the journey of my, starting from a graduate engineer trainee to the director of such a number one company in the country, it's not an easy job. It's a challenging job. It's a challenging job too for the men too. But women will be definitely more, as I already explained. But thanks to again my men seniors, colleagues, and juniors who has actually supported me. Without their support, I alone cannot do anything. It is industry. It has to work together. We need to work together hand in hand so that we can create our own path. I think time is very short, but I just would like to say by giving, there are multiple examples in the life. I mean, that's Mr. Pachisia said I can even explain a lot of things on the women areas and all. He is expert. But there are anecdotes for everybody's life, and it will really take time. But I learned from those experiences and share with you is that this is one of the incident. So I created path, and it is going on. It's going on, and no women are facing any problem in that area so far yet because I have created it. And I personally feel there is no such issue in addressing this. It's mindset which we carry that I can do it within ourselves. And if I feel I should not blame the environment because they are already having into that kind of mindset. So I would say that there is no blueprint for success. You cannot replicate someone else's journey. What really matters is your willingness and ability to define your own professional aspirations. And once you do that, you should be ready to invest your dreams. My second point in my life, which I have gained, is the success path does not recognize the gender that trades. None of the success path is actually identified by any gender. Anyone can do any job, and I think today it has proven most of the beauty parlors are operated by the men's. Most of the cooking areas are operated by the men's. The space is invented by the women. So Sunita Williams is the second.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, so it's a job. And in the time of automations, I don't think we need to carry a big weight which women can't do. It's no more an area of any specializations which really requires a gender. So we should not go by any kind of gender, and we should keep our mindset free that we are a person and we can do, we are capable. And it is so required for our nations because 50%, and in our country, 25% workforce is there, executive and non-executive, even including laborers. So you can say that 75% are tapped, potential are untapped. And I would say that each human being is an atom bomb of energy. If really they explode, I think this country will be number one in the world. For the women who are here, I would first suggest that be courageous. Every businessman has explored their own business by investing. And if they don't have the courage of investment, courage of investing money, they cannot grow. So for all the women, it's a courage which is very, very important. Be bold, take the decisions and go ahead. Ultimately, don't die prior to your actual death. Don't die prior to your actual death. Explore the world. That would be my advice to all of you. Then another advice I would say that when I talked about that 98% men's and 2% only women, wherever industries we are going, primarily these oil industries, coal, mining and all these areas are dominantly by women. I would say you build a parity to demand parity. So if you create your own path, you will see that you have created a parity, so where everyone is working in the same length, same pace. So it is essentially required that gender does not work, it doesn't fall in place as such. So we have to create our own parity to demand the parity of this. And along with this, it requires a collaboration. The collaboration is the key because in the industry, you require all the disciplines, all the people, all the things together, and you have to actually hand to hand work together to achieve your target. And finally, the business is business where bottom line is very important, top line is very important. It doesn't talk about any compassion, sympathy on all this because the business does not go without any profit. So it only talks about with all humanity in between, with all passions in between. It's a bottom line and the top line. These are the two guiding factors for any business. So, and this happens only when you collaborate with your people and work together to get your job done. And another one is, I would say, is that success only comes to those who are willing to work for it. And these are all things I'm giving the advice, but to cut it short, I would say to the entire young generation sitting here is that all of you should go to the industry and see the world, how big it is. It's not a silo, it's not a small area, it's a big area, and explore yourself. So you need to be dare to dream and dream big, work hard, and never let anything dim your light. That's very important. So if you have a dream, chase it, and achieve it. This world is yours to conquer, and you have a tremendous potential in the world, tremendous of your person, and the world is open to you. If you want to be someone, prove yourself. I don't think anyone in the world can stop you. And that is my message. And challenges are, you know, will be everywhere. And without challenge, life doesn't have any meaning. So face more and more challenge, gain experience, make yourself strong, and explore the world, explore yourself. So with this, all of you, once again, my best wishes for the International Women's Day, of course late, but every day, as I said, that it is an International Women's Day. And with all accomplished lady, you have done a great job. My compliments to everyone. So congratulations to once again to all of you, and thank you very much for inviting me, and thank you all.
I'm sure all of you will agree with me that we couldn't have started on a more energetic, more inspiring, more motivating note than hearing Dr. Mistry and her anecdotes, stories, and so many quotable quotes actually, which also what I taking that cue from the Ralph Waldo quote that I mentioned, but if we sum it up, create your own path and become a trailblazer. I mean, that's fantastic, ma'am. And just one quick observation you mentioned on female CEOs are still very less, and only 13%, which the highest is 13% in Norway in business. Ma'am, over 70% of global businesses are family businesses. And there is a huge important role of a CEO in a family business. The chief emotional officer in the family is mostly a woman. And imagine what will happen to the family if that CEO is not there, and what will happen to the business. There's no business then. So that's the the numbers suddenly extrapolate to a much larger number. Thank you very much for your fantastic sharing. Now, can I invite Ms. Reena Chaudhary, Joint Managing Director, NIS Management Limited, to give her observations, please.
Good evening to all. I express my sincere gratitude to Bharat Chamber of Commerce for bestowing such a meaningful honor upon me and inviting me to speak on this occasion. Thank you, Mr. Pachashia, Madam, and also Keka Ma'am for bestowing this honor on me. I deeply appreciate your continued efforts in celebrating womanhood and wish you all a continued success in all your endeavors. Here, before such a distinguished gathering, I'm humbled to speak about the true pillars of a sustainable society. The women who work diligently and selflessly behind the scene, often without recognition. When we speak of women contribution, we often celebrate doctors, engineers, scientists, entrepreneurs, even astronauts. But today, as I'm a part of a facility management company, having around 18,000 people where 18% are women, I want to shine a light on the women who are rarely acknowledged. The lady security guards, the cleaners, the ayahs, the caregivers, the housekeepers. These are the women who ensure that our hospitals, our offices, our malls, the factories, even our homes function smoothly. They are the ones who clean our workspace. Before we even arrive, they help us while we work, take care for our children and our elderly, and maintain hygiene in places where we eat, shop, receive medical care. Their work is essential, and yet their contributions are often invisible. Think about it. Can we, as working women, pursue our careers without their support? While we compete, lead, succeed in various fields, these women always stand behind us. They are the silent enablers of our progress. Yet how often do we stop to appreciate them? Let me tell you a story. This is one of my favorite stories, and it's a true story. A story of a woman whom I can truly call the pillar of a sustainable society. Fazila, a woman who built more than a future. Fazila walked into my office 15 years ago, a woman with tired eyes but an unbreakable spirit. She had just lost her husband to kidney failure, who incidentally worked in one of our sites, leaving her alone to raise 3 children. Life had given her no time to grieve. She had mouths to feed, tuition fees to pay, and a home to keep standing. She took a job in our office as a cleaner, not out of choice, but out of sheer necessity. Every morning before the world would even wake up, she would be there, ensuring that the floors sparkled, the desks were dust-free, the office smelled fresh. She took a lot of care to keep my office spick and span. But Fazila was not just a cleaner. She was an observer. She absorbed knowledge from her surrounding, listening to conversations about business, sustainability, growth. Despite the financial struggles, Fazila was determined to give her children the education they deserved. While sweeping the floors, she would overhear discussions about prestigious colleges and scholarships. With unwavering dedication, she encouraged her son to study, often staying up late at night to watch him while he was preparing for his joint entrance examination. The day the result came in, I'm very emotional about this. There were tears in her eyes, tears of triumph. Her son had ranked 140 in JEE. Later, and this meant nothing to her, later he secured a seat in Jadavpur University. Meanwhile, her elder daughter, inspired by her mother's sacrifices and dedication, chose to become a teacher, shaping young minds and building the next generation. Fazila's impact wasn't limited to her family. She became a quiet force for change in our office and community. She inspired many more, both men and women, who, seeing a living example in front of them, aspired to work harder, and they inspired their children to become doctors and engineers. The greatest honor to Fazila came when, inspired by her story, by her example, a lady security guard in our organization one day informed us that her daughter had cracked NEET and got admission in AIIMS Guwahati. And she was a security guard. So, can we call Fazila shaper of a sustainable society? Yes. She is a eco-warrior, as she is the one with whose help we introduce the changes like waste segregation, waste disposal, use of green chemical for upkeeping. She is a voice for women empowerment. Many women in her neighborhood were hesitant to step out and work due to societal restrictions. Fazila, leading by example, encouraged them to seek employment, sharing her journey and inspiring them to become financially independent. She is a promoter of education and knowledge. With a daughter who had chosen the noble path of teaching, Fazila became even more passionate about the power of education. She motivated other workers to ensure that their children stayed in school, breaking the cycle of poverty and creating a foundation for a better future. Fazila never saw herself as extraordinary. She didn't know that there is any word like extraordinary. She simply did what she had to do. But in reality, she was shaping a sustainable society, not with wealth or influence, but with resilience and unshakable belief in a better tomorrow. Today, her son is pursuing his dreams in Jadavpur University, her daughter is educating the next generation, and the ripples of her action continue to inspire many. Fazila's story is proof that sustainability isn't just about environment, it's about building strong, educated, and empowered communities that will thrive for generations to come. And to think it all started with a mother who refused to give up, a cleaner who cleaned not just offices, but paths for a better future. Today, let us take a moment to recognize these women. Let us ensure that they are seen, heard, and respected, because without them, our society would not be what it is today. To all the women present here and the men, I call upon you to join me in paying tribute to these unsung heroes. They are the true force behind our success and the silent architects of a real sustainable society. Thank you.
Amazing story, very inspiring story for what sometimes necessity starts, but you land up doing extraordinary work and to create a sustainable sustainable family, and therefore a sustainable society. Thank you, Reena ji, for your
Thank you.
very good sharing. I must share something with everybody present here. Reena ji mentioned they employ 18,000 people, out of which 18% are women. Reena ji
Yes.
will be very happy and proud to know that we have here with us Akshay Binrajka, representing the toy industry. In fact, he is the chairperson of our toy committee. His company employs roughly 700 people, 90% of which are women.
Oh, that's big.
So with this, I now move to Ms. Lognojita Chakravarti to share her observations, please.
Hello. Hello. Firstly, the moment 5 minutes is up, please someone come and tell me that it's 5 minutes. I don't think I need to speak more than that because we have many speakers and I do not intend to bore anyone out here. I would like to begin by confessing that I am from the entertainment. Places like these, so serious, so sincere, and filled with such amazing people. I'm very new to such situations, so what I speak would not be very proper or corporate. I have a very casual way of speaking. I just hope you would accept the way I speak.
Please feel free to speak anything you wish to. This is not, what you are thinking, corporate or something. Today is Women's Day. Everything under the sun you can speak, please. Thank you.
I have such incredible women out here with me. Had I known they were such incredible, I would have cut myself off the list because I don't think I belong here because these are such incredible women doing such incredible work. I'm just a singer who sings, nothing more, nothing less. Since I didn't know what to talk about, I had requested the chamber to send me 5-6 questions on which I can talk. I don't think I'll be able to finish the whole thing in 5 minutes, but I'll speak as much as I can in those 5 minutes. I don't like speaking much. 5 minutes is good. The first question was, what does International Women's Day mean to you personally and as an artist? Well, as an artist, it means nothing to me because art is what I do. Just like ma'am was saying that it's just a job. I sing, it pays my bills, it runs my house, it runs my family. I don't call myself an artist. Manna De was an artist. Hemanta Mukhopadhyay was an artist. I cannot call myself an artist. But this question is actually a double-edged sword because when you say something nice about the Women's Day, then people come and tell you, oh, why do you need a Women's Day? Then you are not an empowered woman enough. And if you say, oh, no, we don't need a Women's Day, then also people will come and tell you, oh, then you don't like women because you don't like the Women's Day. So I don't know how to answer this question. The next question, why do you think building a sustainable and equitable society is crucial now more than ever? After what ma'am just said about Fazila,
I got the name right, no, ma'am? I think after what Fazila has done, whatever I speak will be a waste of time. I will not talk about this. I think Fazila has shown the way. The next one is something that I actually can talk about. Your journey in the music industry has been inspiring. Can you share some interesting stories? What was the defining moment that shaped your career? As a woman, and I don't say this as a statement against men, but one very important aspect of our industry is definitely abuse, sexual abuse and sexual harassment. The moment I talk about it, people troll me and they say, but you're not taking names because these are the people you work with, so you are not taking names because you want to be in that comfortable zone. That is not the case. The thing is, since I started my career with a super hit song, as sir pointed out, Boshanto Eshe Geche, I did not really had to go through that struggle that other women actually go through in my industry. So I didn't go through all these, but that does not mean that other women don't. Especially women who are coming from outside Kolkata. There's a huge population working in the entertainment industry who come from the northern part of West Bengal, Jalpaiguri, Shiliguri, all these places. Also from Assam, a huge population. They come here for modeling, acting, singing, whatever. And I don't think this is about man or women. I think this is about power. When you're in a position of power and you know that you're untouchable, nobody can do anything to you, then you tend to do a lot of things that you're not supposed to do. However, we are still in a time where the big directors are male, where the big music directors are male, where the big DOPs are male. Times are changing. From 50 years from now, if women are in a power position in my industry, ma'am, I'm talking about, because I don't know about other industries, I cannot talk about it. If 50 years down the line, women are in a power position where we see women directors, women music directors, what I want to say is women in a power where they can employ other people. If they are misusing their power then or not is something we will understand only when that will happen. But in the coming 30 years, I do not see women conquering at least entertainment. And so I think we'll have to go through this for a while. And I talk about Kolkata because I work in Kolkata, but I was also working in Bombay for about 7 months. The money is bigger there, so is the power, so is the abuse. So it's not only about West Bengal or Odisha or this state and that. I think it's a generic problem. I think I'm done. No, 5 minutes is over. I think I'll just address one more question and then I'll. Do you see music as a tool for empowerment and healing, and most importantly, as a driving force for meaningful progress? Well, since I never wanted to become a vocalist, the influence of music was not something that I was aware of. I did my graduation and master's from St. Xavier's College. My subject was biotechnology. I worked in a biotech firm for 1 year, after which I started singing. So 10 years back when I entered this industry, I was not at all aware of this influence. But in the last 10 years, I will not get into anecdotes because it'll eat up a lot of time. But when I go for shows, when we perform, it's not only in Kolkata, right? We perform all over India, West Bengal, sometimes outside India. So suppose if I'm going to a little village in Bardhaman, the women there, probably, they're in class 9, 10 or in their college, they are waiting since morning not to see Lagnojita Chakraborty, but to see a woman. Okay, so how does this woman look like? How does this woman feel like? Who lives in Kolkata, who has a very privileged life. Of course, I have a very privileged life. Who is coming down from Kolkata to Bardhaman? People are paying her so much of money. What is this woman? What is it that she has? And when they finally meet us, me, my band, or my colleagues or whatever, after talking for about 5 or 10 minutes, they realize that they are not much different. It is just the privilege of birth that we have. If my father was not from South Kolkata, if my father was from a village in Bardhaman, I would have been exactly that same person, even with the talent that people say that I have. So a lot of what we achieve comes from the privilege of birth, and I think it's about time that we appreciate how much our forefathers, not just fathers, foremothers also, how much they've worked so that we get a good lifting today, and we are running the race from a position where some people can't, for some people this place, they can't even envisage that this starting point can be there. We are like probably 500 meters ahead of them. So we keep talking about all these things, but I think we are so privileged that we are not in a position to exactly understand what women go through in the villages or in the moposhals, as we call in Bangla. But as a South Kolkata girl, I think I'm very privileged. But also, I'm not in a position to do something for women in a vast scale. But if I ever have the opportunity, I think I would be very happy to do something for the women. Thank you so much.
You. Such candid sharing itself, by doing so, you are actually doing a lot for women. And you have been pretty humble and modest about yourself. Um, you mentioned, I'm just a musician. Madam, think of if this music would not have been there, words like rhythm, melody, jingle, what would have been there actually. अगर हमारे जीवन में संगीत नहीं होता तो जीवन ही संगीत में नहीं होता, ठीक है ना? एंड सोचिए, ऐसे बिना संगीत में जीवन के जीने से क्या फायदा? बेसुर हो जाता है. Absolutely. So nicely put. Thank you for your candid sharing. And now I would request Captain Nandita Haldar to share her observation.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is your captain speaking from the flight deck. Welcome you on board the Bharat Chamber of Commerce and carry forward our discussion on women shaping sustainable societies. Let's get into the character. So yes, continuing from where Madam Laknojita has left it, why are we discussing women shaping a sustainable society today? If we think of it, it's been happening for years together. The fact that we are sitting here today discussing this, our mothers, grandmothers, their grandparents, their parents had definitely done something, given the right education, given the right set of values. That is the reason some people have come up over here. So, women have been shaping a sustainable society from the very beginning itself. Because mostly it was the women who would be staying back at home, looking after, caring for the children who are the future of tomorrow, right? So let's talk a little bit about aviation, because aviation is something which interests a lot of people. We don't get too much of information about aviation otherwise. Any idea what is the percentage of women pilots in India? 14. Okay. Slightly updated, 15. Any idea percentage of women pilots all over the world?
Actually, it is less, much less.
Any random number? 5%. India has the highest number of women pilots. Any idea which neighboring country has women fighter pilots? Pakistan. That was right. Pakistan. So there's a lot of change in mind shift, and Pakistan had it much before India had it. We it's time that we change gradually. When we would go for sorties as a trainee, and of course, it's a extremely male dominated profession, and I don't know how to put it, but yes, expectations from women were more and at the same time less. It was expected that they will probably not perform as good as the men, but they also wanted to test that, how are they performing. So there would be good times and bad times. So our lady instructors would tell us that, Nandita, what is the population of India? 1.3 crores. What is the number of women pilots? Much less than that. So are you one in a million? Said yes. Feel happy about it. Yes. Thank you. So, yes, of course, we have certain privileges. That is the reason we have reached there. We have hard work that has made us reach there. But also, along with that, uh, every day we face a lot of, you know, uh, barriers that we have to cross. Any idea? First lady commercial pilot of India, or rather Asia? Captain Durga Banerjee. In the year 1956, just shortly after independence. Yeah. But still, after so many years, why are we, I mean, more than 75 years, why are we still at 15%? That means definitely there's something which is not being done the right way, that the increment has not happened the way it should have been. Just forget about just pilots, or let's just talk about, women leaders in the aviation industry apart from pilots. Why do we not have so much? Why did UN, or rather ICAO, that is International Civil Aviation Organization, have to adopt something like gender equality spreading measures for all its member states? Because they realize that in such roles we do not have sufficient participation of women that should have been there today. To become a developed nation, we need at least 80 to 90% of the population working. And for that to happen, we cannot have women sitting at home. We have to have them out working. So for that, so if we have to reach that stage, we have to do more, we have to take more measures that participation comes to the maximum. What do? We have to mentor people. We have to, form policies which help women stay in the workforce for longer. We have to, give rather incentivize it, support leaders who help, participation of women workforce. Because what happens is, suppose let's take my example. I joined the workforce when I was 20 years old. So 20 years I worked. I came to from middle management to senior management. Then, okay, let's not talk about me now. Let's talk about another woman in general. This 40s is the time when we see that most women get detached from the workforce. Why? Because they have higher priorities at home, right? They have to take care of the children are in high school, or it is the time that one of their either theirs or their spouses, elderly parents have become so sick that the woman has to cut short from their career, or the sacrifice, if both the man and the woman is working, the sacrifice generally or mostly comes from the woman. Then what do we do to fight this problem? We need to do something so that we can retain the woman in the workforce. Only then can we proceed towards a developed nation. Not just in aviation, it is there in every sphere of our working field, right? On this line, that is exactly what we are also trying to do at ICAS. ICAS is an International Center for Aviation Studies that we have over here in the eastern part of India. We are trying to mentor people because we really do not see too many people venturing in aviation. We do not see growth of the aviation industry in this part of the country. Rather, we see a lot of people retracting from it. We need to do something. I would like to contribute in my own way by mentoring, by helping, by guiding people to join this particular field more. It's a very interesting field. It's a very amazing field, glamorous field, and we should have more participation of women. With this note, I would like to end. Thank you so much. It was really nice to be part of this forum.
Much, Captain, for quite for giving us so much, making it so informative for us, because your profession is something we we come across on a very regular basis, and so it resonates so well, and it's so nice to feel that and see that India has the highest number of women pilots, and that makes me very and kind of positively inclined towards to see that perhaps our resident Indian Sunita Williams is not far away.
Yes.
So with that, I would now request, thank you very much, and now request Ms. Shreya Mukherjee to give her observations, please. It takes a second to, yes.
Yes. Good evening, esteemed dignitaries and respected guests. I'm truly honored to be here today to be present among such inspiring individuals and discuss on a subject that holds immense significance: women shaping a sustainable society. For the occasion of International Women's Day. Oh, okay. Oh, shall I start again?
Yeah, no.
So, as we all know that for far too long, society has placed women within fixed framework of motherhood, marriage, family responsibilities, but women are much more than that. We are seeing there are leaders, decision makers, wealth creators, and change makers who are shaping up industries, economies, and societies at large. And one of the major reasons for this transformation is financial empowerment. Since I've been asked to talk a bit about my journey in the financial world, I'll start by saying that it was not something that I had planned, but I embraced it when life changed unexpectedly. Stepping into the world of finance, I found myself navigating both challenges and opportunities. Fortunately, growing up in a financially aware household, I was luckily introduced to terms like investment, disciplined wealth creation, financial planning at a very early age. My father was a reputed professional in the mutual fund industry, and he was also my first mentor. But a lot changed suddenly after he passed away. At a very young age, he passed away last year, in fact, and at a very early age, I suddenly found myself responsible for carrying his legacy forward. And I didn't have any kind of formal training. I only had to rely on my existing knowledge, my real world experience, and continuous learning to be able to handle and be where I am today. Thank God I at least had 11 months of working under my father's guidance and mentorship, because I don't know what I would have done if I didn't have that. When my father left, our business was handling an AUM of 90 crore. He had built a strong client base, goodwill, faith for years, and everything was suddenly at stake. And I had no other option but to take this forward. I did not even get a moment to even think about it. It just fell on my shoulder. I still remember my father lay there lifeless, waiting to be taken away. And I was surrounded by investors and employees staring at me with unspoken question that what will happen next? Who will take charge? Is she even capable of doing it? It was a terrifying moment, terrifying and overwhelming choice to take, somewhat like a do or die situation. It felt as if I was thrown to deep waters, and the only way to survive was to learn swimming fast. The moment was filled with self-doubt, lack of confidence and fear. Luckily, again, one of the most important people in my life is my mother, and strongest, in fact, I've seen, and she yet again proved her strength, even after leading a retirement life. And on that very moment of losing her own husband, even she came forward and held my hand in managing the responsibility of the business. Another important person in my life is, of course, our senior manager, who has worked with my father for 17 years. And she has been a great source of inspiration and constant learning and guidance. And with the help of these two women in my life, the two big support system, two big pillars, I could manage to be here today. And I'm really honored that I could come here on this prestigious platform of Bharat Chamber of Commerce and to be among such inspiring individuals to even get a chance to talk here. So since then, I gathered my courage and my resilience, and I focused on one step at a time. And today, since his passing away, within a year, we have achieved an AUM, which is asset under management of 150 crore. We have proudly serving more than 2,000 investors with more than 1,000 long-term retail investors, have also won awards and accolades for our commitment to ethical investing, wealth creation, and financial education. Definitely, my journey till here would not have been possible without my husband, my other family members, our colleagues, business peers, and well-wishers who showed immense faith in my ability to carry forward this legacy. But it has not been easy. I definitely faced innumerable challenges. There were many investors who, right after my father passed away, someone I still remember called me up and told me, do you even have the IQ to continue the business that your father had set up? This was the sort of questions I faced, that are you even capable of doing this? But I must say, I also got unwavering confidence and support from many people. And of course, I got more blessings and prayers backing me up, for which I could rise above uncertainty, self-doubt, and gather my courage. So what I can say, that this has not only been a journey of transformation for the business, but also for me, from fear to leadership and from doubt to confidence. And I can say, as a woman, sometimes all we need is just acceptance and acknowledgement. If not as someone who would prove herself, but someone who is equally strong, equally deserving, and equally capable. And I can say with absolute conviction that if you believe in yourself, any woman can achieve anything. So obviously, I faced another massive challenge, was that my industry is a male-dominated industry, and very few people are Bengali over here from the Bengali community. And I, being a woman and also from the Bengali community, was a difficult path to sway. But I would also say that there were supportive people as well who embraced me with welcoming arms, and for which I could come this far. And as a woman, if you are loved, believed, trusted, acknowledged, accepted, and respected, women are not just successful, they can create miracles. So I would say that today our workforce has more women than men, not because of any bias, but I believe in empowering women. As we can see that women can excel in any field. They have made tremendous advancements in the field of science, research, technology, astronomy, things that all the fields, in fact, we can see they have made immense progress. Even in fields that were favorable to men, women could carve their path out and emerged successfully, because they bring patience, discipline, logical thinking, and long-term vision. Women are also natural savers and investors, and someone rightly said that if you give a certain amount of household budget to a woman, she would ensure that there are savings in it too. So, but one thing is for sure, that financial empowerment should go beyond saving. It is about taking control of financial decisions, investing wisely, and building long-term wealth. Unfortunately, many women still hesitate to take charge of their financial decisions, and most of it are taken by men in the family. Even among many of my investors, women investors, I see that their portfolios are either being handled by their fathers or their husbands, and they absolutely have no clue about it. So it is very important that women, they may be earning well, but they do not actively participate in investments or their financial planning. And one of the biggest reasons for this hesitation is not because of lack of ability, but due to lack of confidence, because women are not taught about finances the same way men are taught. So we should know that saving alone is not enough. Investing is what builds real wealth and security. So every individual, especially women, should understand how to save, invest, and secure her financial future. And the first step in this journey is, of course, education. Women needs basic financial knowledge, no matter what their background or profession is. Financial security should not be considered as an afterthought, but it should be prioritized at every stage of life. Another important factor is definitely mentorship and support. More and more women should come together, they should share their experiences and uplift each other in the financial world so that women can lead with confidence in building their financial future. Obviously, there are many financial institutions that are coming up with networking programs, mentorship programs, financial literacy initiatives, even have come up with investment products that are women centric, focused on women. So definitely women should participate in all these more and more, and so that they can make their smarter and strategic financial choices. The good news is that we have technology has improved and it has made investments much easier and accessible to everyone. With just a smartphone, anybody can invest in SIPs, mutual funds, stock market. And definitely women are also using this platform and they should use more of these resources. But financial sustainability is not about just money, it is about creating long-term security. Women naturally think a lot about their futures. They are said to be the thinkers, and of course, this is a very essential element of being a careful and a responsible investor. Even research has shown they are more well researched, more risk aware, and more focused on long-term ideology, which is definitely essential for successful wealth creation and creating a financially sustainable future. Even in the Indian culture, we know that women are referred to as Ma Lakshmi, because Goddess Lakshmi is the symbol of prosperity, abundance, and wealth. And she not only represents material wealth, but also financial wisdom, stability, and well-being. Women have an innate ability to save and invest wisely and multiply resources, making them the natural custodians of the financial growth. Their discipline, patience, and structured approach in managing money and responsibility aligns with the very essence of Goddess Lakshmi. So it is very important for women to think, to change the way we think about money. It is not something very difficult or complicated. It's not a rocket science. Any woman can learn, understand, and apply it in her daily life. But it is very important for them to come forward and first take the first step towards their financial decisions. They should ask more questions, explore better investment opportunities, and secure their future for themselves and their families. When a woman is financially empowered, she's not just changing her life, but she's changing the entire financial ecosystem around her. And that is why financial literacy should not be considered as a luxury, but a necessity. My vision has always been to integrate technology, financial education, and a culture of empowerment. And my journey has taught me that financial sustainability is much more than money, markets, and investments. It is about discipline, patience, and structured planning. These qualities are seen as natural strength in women, and it makes them exceptional investors. In fact, data has shown that in recent years, women investors in India has grown over more than 40% in recent years, with more and more women actively participating in SIPs, mutual funds, and stock market. This proves that when women are given right opportunity, they not only invest but also build financially secured future for themselves and the future generation. As we all know, the markets keep fluctuating. Whenever we go to invest, we know that investments are subject to market risk. But staying investment and invested and making informed decision is the prime way to yield best results. And women with their patience are leading this transformation. As we move forward, I urge every woman here today to take charge of their financial decisions, learn about investments, explore better in investment opportunities, seek mentorship and guidance, and most importantly, do not let societal norms dictate your financial decisions. When women are financially empowered, they not only transform their own lives, but they are creating ripple effects that is benefiting everyone around her. I would like to conclude with a simple yet a powerful thought. Women don't just manage money, they multiply it. Let us continue to shape a sustainable society where women lead with confidence, invest with wisdom, and build a financially secure future for generations to come. When women are educated, empowered, and included in important roles, they bring balance, stability, and progress in the society. The contribution is not just valuable, but extremely essential for a stable and a sustainable world. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Shreyaji. Ladies and gentlemen, I belong to the same industry, and I can very much, her story resonates with me so much. It's actually a challenge, that after passing away of the key man, the chances of clients deserting you is much higher than the chances of you being able to add customers.
Absolutely.
And what she has been able to achieve is remarkable to
The world's best figures when it comes to aviation industry. I cannot boast of the same when it comes to my own profession, where I happen to be the first and the only lady pilot in the maritime industry. Uh, it's although it's nice to hear perhaps, but then it's not easy to be the only one, and it's not a happy thing to be working all alone without lady peers. But then the one happy thing that I can also share with Captain is this, that the world maritime industry has seafarers from everywhere, from every country, and the female workforce makes up about 2% only in the maritime world. It comes with its own different challenges, I'm sure. But of the 2%, much of it goes to the cruise industry, where the hospitality departments have the women working there. So when it comes to the cargo ships, which moves the cargo of the world, which fills up our supermarkets, we are still at a 0.02%. And again, when I compare my figure of being the only one out of about 350 other male pilots which the country has, that again works out. I just did the work calculation just now. That again works out to about 0.02%. So let's hope that it's not a lonely journey in the coming years, and more women will join me. So very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. As we gather today, I'm reminded that this month holds little cause for celebration for humanity, particularly for women. So instead of reveling in festivities, I choose to reflect on the blessings I have received. I am grateful to have been born in a land free from war, free from the ravages of war in today's times, where women are primary targets of brutality. In this esteemed gathering, I acknowledge that the opportunities and recognition I've received, like Madam already discussed, that we are all coming from a position of privilege, and we need to be grateful at the least. So, and I'm humbled for being invited here, for the recognition that the chamber gives me, but my thoughts are with the women and girls of Afghanistan who have been subject to a silent, merciless war for over 3.5 years. And the religious fanatic regimes have unleashed a catastrophic assault on their rights, dignity, and future. The UNICEF statistics are staggering. at a 2.2 million girls robbed of their education, their voices and dreams. It's been over 1200 days, and that's more than First World War tenure. So women are silenced, forced into invisibility, denied basic human rights. They cannot speak, they cannot sing, they cannot hear another woman's voice. Their professions, passions, and purposes brutally extinguished. And closer home in India, about 60,000 people have been displaced due to unrest in their states. Children uprooted and losing their access to education and opportunities. Several women honor killed, dowry harassed, and simply silenced due to caste or communal conflicts. So, as I accept this recognition, I do so not as a personal honor, but as a tribute to the resilient women, girls, and children who have been silenced, oppressed, and marginalized. I accept your kindness on their behalf and pledge to amplify voices like theirs and champion causes like theirs. And I will urge all of y'all, ladies and gentlemen, to join me in this fight and let us harness our collective power to get into a seismic shift in the way we approach gender equity, which also happens to be the UN Sustainable Development Goal 5. And for the change in our organizations, I will just give little suggestions from my end, which could make a significant change for the women and perhaps the next gen girls in the coming years. Firstly, I implore you to fortify your organizations with robust regulatory frameworks that safeguard the rights and dignity of your female workforce. Ensure that they have unfettered access to necessities, regulatory support, and legal protection. So, how many of our organizations have an up and running POSH committee, which also has diverse representation? There are organizations which I know where the POSH committee has an all men committee. Where do the women come and complain to if they don't see a familiar face, right? So give visibility to the female leaders and invite them to share their expertise. And on panel discussions, I'm really happy to be sharing today's stage where there's so many women sharing absolutely wonderful work they've done and pioneering efforts. But then all our panel discussions in many industries, not just the maritime industry, they are filled with manels. There are no women who are representing. So these manels are perpetuating that status quo, which we should change. The second suggestion would be to provide growth opportunity to catapult your female employees into decision making and leadership roles. Invest in their, so when we are looking for leaders and boardroom roles, we are usually told this, that the women are not yet haven't yet reached those positions. But then it is also the organization's duty to capacity build and skill develop and put them in those roles. You will not have ready-made leaders, but they have to be capacity built to do so. So that's the second one. And the third one, recognize that diversity is not just a moral imperative, but a proven business case. And it drives investor returns, organizational effectiveness, and profitability. It is profitable to have a diverse team and diverse leadership. And now I want to also share a disturbing experience which I heard about from my friend as to how not to appreciate female employees. So a large public sector bank, we all know, recently sent a letter to the residences of high performing female employees, but instead of directly acknowledging the employee and their achievements, the letter the letter was addressed to the family members, and the letter praised the family members under quotes for enabling her to make such a positive impact. This patronizing approach reduces women to secondary roles and undermines their hard-earned success. Imagine if a class topper's parents were called to the stage and given a medal for a child's performance. It's absurd, yet this is exactly what happened, and this brings to my fourth and last suggestion that I urge companies and leaders present here to adopt a simple yet powerful principle to appreciate employees directly and publicly, regardless of gender. Recognize their achievements without diminishing their agency or implying that someone else is responsible for their hard work and success. Let us foster a culture of respect, equity, and professionalism. Appreciate in public, reprimand in private. This is not just a matter of etiquette, but it is the matter of acknowledging the value and autonomy of every employee. Mere addition of women in numbers in the workforce will not guarantee a sustainable society. Democratic participation in all facets and freedom to express their opinions and perspectives fearlessly will bring about true equity and will meaningfully serve the real purpose of diversity. Together, we can create a world where every woman can thrive, not just survive, where every girl can dream, where every organization can reap the rewards of a diverse and inclusive workforce. To rise to this challenge and make a difference, we can take inspiration from several women, some of the women who are here present today, but I'll also remember there's no doubt of women doing exemplary work in unheard of and offbeat industries and clearing up pathways there for other women to follow. This is also the message which our honorable ex-president Ramnath Kovind sir told me when I was receiving an award from him. He said, you have cleared a forest for other women to follow. But then I'm not the first one to do it. There are several others who have done it in the past. And from 1913, born in 1913 in this very city of Calcutta, I want to remember Miss Biba Chaudhary, a Calcutta-born India's first female nuclear scientist. And there are several others. Shakuntala Devi, Mary Kom, squadron leader, Avani Chaturvedi, India's first combat fighter pilot. There are many more to name, but let us create more such sensational female leaders in all our organizations and enable them to conquer whatever is left to be conquered. I will leave you with a dream that we can create a world where every woman can speak, can be heard of, can be heard, and can thrive. With that, I'll finish my suggestions, and just to shed a little light about what I do as a maritime pilot, that could be a question several of you would not know. The airline pilots are very well seen. They are more visible because we see them. But us maritime pilots, you don't get to see us because we are the ones getting the cargo of the world transported from place to place. So as a pilot, I'm, in simple terms, I'm more like a valet parking person for ships. So I am an expert navigator for the river Hooghly that flows into this state. It's a major tributary of Ganges, if you all know that. So it is one of the world's most treacherous navigable rivers. Because of the current, because of the channel which we have, it's a very narrow channel. It's very narrow, and also the depth is it's a challenge to bring deep vessel into such less depths, and also the bars and the sand in the river bed that keeps changing. It shifts almost every fortnight in certain areas, and seasonal changes as well. Um, so through all of those dangers, and of course the weather, the wind, and everything else, the type of the ship and everything, Madam was saying, she was talking about the vessels bringing her cargo. Uh, we are the ones who get in those tankers, the container ships, and you name it, gas carriers, and all of these ships through these meandering waters. And to say how rewarding the work is, I'll say that it's a very there's instant gratification in the job we do. End of the day, you're already you feel so accomplished, because every day there's a different ship you handle, there's a different nationality that we are working with, some of which have never seen a woman pilot in their life, even after 40 years of seafaring career. And they are constantly judging, should I, can I trust this lady? And there are so many questions I get bombarded with every day when these masters, the captains of the ships, are asking me, are you married? How old are you? What is your experience? Looks like a very young pilot. When did you become a pilot? So it's basically because they cannot trust our competence, because we look younger. I'm looking younger, and they've never seen that kind on the ships. But the happy thing, again, like I said, is that India also has the maximum women seafarers in the world. We have our WhatsApp groups where we're all the pioneers or the seniors. We're all mentoring a whole lot of young girls these days who are coming in the industry, and our WhatsApp groups are overflowing. We have 1, 2, 3, and then it's going on. So that's how we have more than 1,200 active seafarers, women, and we have several captains. The first and the only woman seafarer who got an IMO Bravery Award was from India, Captain Radhika Menon, and so on and so forth. We have so many captains today, so many chief engineers today. They are putting in the actual physical work in the engine department on the ships. So the numbers are rising, and we're pretty happy. Just that I need another woman or many others to come join me in my group. Thanks for having me.
Thanks so much. Since quite a few things that you shared would resonate more with Akshay, so I would invite Akshay to say a few lines, just to respond. A couple of things, if you can just mention.
Good evening, everyone. Myself Akshay Bin Rajka, and I am a toy manufacturer. मैं जब आ रहा था यहाँ के लिए तो बहुत सारे पॉइंट्स गैदर कर रहा था कि क्या बोलना है, नहीं बोलना है, कुछ बोलना भी है कि नहीं. देन मिस्टर पचीशिया सेड कि 2 मिनट मिलेगा मैक्सिमम, उसी में जो बोलना है बोल लो. सो
नो आई जस्ट
सेट कर लिया है 2 मिनट्स का. सो आई विल स्टार्ट. हमारे टॉय फैक्ट्री में 680-700 लेबर्स हैं, और उसमें 600 लेडीज लेबर हैं. उसका मेनली 2 कारण है. एक तो ये है कि मुझे सिर्फ लेडीज पे विश्वास है, और दूसरा ये है कि दे आर सो मतलब वर्क इफिशिएंट कि जिनके लिए आपको ऊपर से कुछ भी सॉर्ट नहीं रखना पड़ता है. उनको आप बता दो कि ये काम करना है तो 99% दे डू इट. नंबर 1. नंबर 2, ये जो टॉपिक है, तो मैं सोच रहा था इस टॉपिक के बारे में, बट मुझे लगता है कि मेरा इकोसिस्टम ही लेडीज से है. एक्सेप्ट माय ड्राइवर, माय होल सिस्टम रिवॉल्व्स नियर लेडीज. स्टार्ट फ्रॉम माय मदर, वाइफ, माय सेक्रेटरी, import head, quality head, whatsoever. Even our guards in different units are ladies. सो मेरे लिए तो सोसाइटी और इकोसिस्टम सब लेडीज से ही है. मैं ऐसे ही सर्च कर रहा था फर्स्ट विमेन लोको पायलट और आईपीएस आईएएस और सच। फिर मेरे दिमाग में आया कि इसमें जो फर्स्ट विमेन पायलट कर रहे हैं, अपने फर्स्ट विमेन खोजते कौन है। तो एज पर हिंदू धर्म इज द ओनली वन एज पर माई नॉलेज जिसमें आप लेडीज मेल एंड फीमेल गॉड एंड गॉडेस दोनों की पूजा होती है। और फिर मैंने उसमें खोजा कि फर्स्ट विमेन कौन है हिंदू धर्म के रिलीजन के अकॉर्डिंग, तो उसमें देयर वाज अ नेम शतरूपा। इट विल बी अ इंफॉर्मेटिव फॉर यू एंड डॉटर ऑफ गॉड ब्रह्मा एंड शी वॉज द फर्स्ट विमेन जिसकी शादी मनु से हुई थी और उससे फिर मनुष्य पैदा हुए थे। एंड आफ्टर दैट सी 2 मिनट हो गया, 1 मिनट और लूंगा, मारवाड़ी हूँ, थोड़ा सा बोनस लूंगा इंटरेस्ट। तो ये चीज हमने देखा था कि फर्स्ट विमेन वाज शतपुरा और उसके बारे में बहुत कुछ पढ़ा। कट इट शॉर्ट, एक चीज मैं रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा चेंबर को कि नेक्स्ट टाइम हमारा जब भी इस तरह का प्रोग्राम हो, हमारे पास आईपीएस होंगी, आईएएस होंगी, हर तरह के लोग होंगे। मैं मिस घोष के बारे में भी पढ़ रहा था, इकोनॉमिक टाइम्स में आपका एक आर्टिकल आया था तो उसमें मैं पढ़ रहा था एंड आपके जो एक कस्टमर क्लाइंट जो थे उन्होंने एक्सप्लेन किया है उसमें सब चीज़, तो आई वाज रीडिंग अबाउट इट। मैं एक रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा कि नेक्स्ट टाइम जब भी इस तरह की मीटिंग हो, भारत लेडीज फोरम जब भी ये करे, तो उसमें होम मेकर को जरूर बुलाया जाए। बिकॉज यहाँ पे हम लोग जितने भी बैठे हैं, मुझे जितना लगता है कि ऑलमोस्ट एवरीबडी, उनका जो पीछे का मीन्स उनकी मदर जो है, ऑलमोस्ट ऑल दे आर होम मेकर्स एंड दे आर ऑल्सो लीडर। जैसे उन्होंने बोला कि इमोशनल कोशेंट या सीईओ वाली बात बोली, दैट्स 100% ट्रू कि आज मेरी मदर नहीं होगी तो मैं यहाँ नहीं होऊंगा। एंड इसमें मैं एक पॉइंट ऐड करूंगा, मैं अपनी फैक्ट्री में एनुअल मीटिंग कर रहा था तो सारी लेडीज थी और कुछ स्टाफ्स भी मेल हैं। तो एक लेडी है, वो 9th क्लास पढ़ी है एंड उसने मुझसे पूछा कि सर ये विमेन एम्पावरमेंट क्या होता है। तो मैंने बोला कि भाई जितना मुझे नॉलेज है, तो मैंने बोला इट इनेबल्स विमेन कि वो अपनी लाइफ में जो भी सोचती है या करना चाहती है वो करे, उसके लिए उनको इनेबल करना। तो बोली ये इनेबल क्या होता है, तो बोले कि उसको सोर्स करना, मतलब कि भाई तुम आगे बढ़ो या जो भी चीज करना चाहती हो करो। तो वो चुप हो गई, फिर 2 मिनट बाद वापस उठी, सर वो बोलती है सर आप मुझे कैसे एम्पावर कर सकते हैं, जिसको पैदा हमने किया उसको एम्पावर दूसरे मेन कैसे कर सकते हैं। तो मैंने बोला बात तो सही है। तो उस दिन मैंने ये चीज रिकॉग्नाइज की कि विमेन एम्पावरमेंट की कोई जरूरत नहीं है, देयर इज नो नीड। हमें तो पैदा ही किया है उन्होंने, मेल के पास तो वो पावर ही नहीं है। सो एट लास्ट मैं इसको फिनिश करूंगा, ईश्वर भी तुम, शक्ति भी तुम, माँ भी तुम, साथी भी तुम हो तो सब है, तुम नहीं तो कुछ भी नहीं, कुछ
Thank
भी
you.
नहीं। थैंक यू।
Thank you, Akshay. And by the way,
May I add a little?
yeah.
May I add a little point to that? Now that he said we should call women from the houses, I also would like a suggestion. Would like to give a suggestion that in the coming years, BCC should also have a president who is a woman from one of y'all who are here. The youngsters are here, I can see. So someday that should also be a dream.
Certainly, certainly. Even we look forward to that day and we'll work towards that. And just to say today, Mrs. Binrajka is not there. Otherwise, she would have spoken about the workplace safety that they have, whatever you said. So thank you very much. And now we move to the second awardee, Miss Deepta Ghosh, to share her observations, please.
নমস্কার, শুভ সন্ধ্যা। ভারত চেম্বার লেডিস ফোরাম যে আমাকে ইনভিটেশনটা দিয়েছে সেটা আমার কাছে খুব প্রিসিয়াস। আর বেশি কথা বলবো না, একটা কথাই বলতে চাই যে আমি একজন ওম্যান ক্যাব ড্রাইভার। আমি ফার্স্ট নই, বাট যিনি ফার্স্ট ছিলেন যে ম্যাডাম, তো তার থেকে একটা ইন্সপিরেশন আমরা সবাই পেয়েছিলাম অনেকদিন আগেই। বাট স্টিল এই ফিল্ডে ওম্যান যে পাওয়ারটা সেটা এখনো কম আছে। কারণ আমরা যদি 1 মিনিট কোনো সিগন্যালে দাঁড়িয়ে দেখি, সেটা অল ভেহিকলস, সেখানে আমরা ফিমেল ড্রাইভার দেখবো হার্ডলি 1% অর নট। এটা এখনো আছে। আর সেকেন্ড কথা হচ্ছে যে আমাদের সমাজের ফিমেলদের সেফটি অ্যান্ড সিকিউরিটি নিয়ে যে কথাটা হয়, আমি মনে করি সেটার রেসপন্সিবিলিটি শুধু মেয়েদের না, সেটা নারী পুরুষ উভয়ের ক্ষেত্রেই। কারণ আমি আমার জীবনে যেরকম আমার মাকে পেয়েছি, সেরকম আমার ফ্যামিলি প্রত্যেকটা মেম্বার, আমার বাবা নেই এখন, বাট বাবা যখন ছিলেন, আর এছাড়াও আমি যে গাড়ি চালানো শিখেছি, সে একজন মেল, আমার টিচার। তো আমি সাপোর্টটা সমানভাবেই পেয়েছি। সুতরাং নারী সুরক্ষার ক্ষেত্রে নারী পুরুষ দুজনকেই এগিয়ে আসতে হবে। এরকম কোনো স্পেশালাইজেশন নেই যে সেখানে শুধুমাত্র মেয়েরাই মেয়েদেরকে সেভ করবে বা মেয়েদের আলাদা করে কোনো সেফটি ইস্যুসটা দরকার। আমাকে এই কোশ্চেনটা অনেকেই করেন যে লেট নাইট ড্রাইভ করলে কি কি প্রবলেম থাকতে পারে, কি হয় না হয়। আমি মনে করি আমার শহর আমার কাছে খুব প্রিয়, যার জন্য আমি এই শহরে সেটেল করে গেছি। আমার অনেক অপরচুনিটিস ছিল বাইরে যাওয়ার, বিকজ আমার ব্যাকগ্রাউন্ড হচ্ছে আমি একজন ইঞ্জিনিয়ার, ইলেকট্রনিক্স অ্যান্ড কমিউনিকেশন ইঞ্জিনিয়ার, পাস আউট ফ্রম জলপাইগুড়ি গভর্নমেন্ট ইঞ্জিনিয়ারিং কলেজ। বাট স্টিল আমি আমার শহরকে খুব ভালোবাসি এবং আমার ফ্যামিলিকে খুব ভালোবাসি। তো দ্যাটস ওয়াই আমি এখানেই সেটেল করে গেছি, এবং অ্যাজ আ ওম্যান ক্যাব ড্রাইভার হিসাবে তো আমার এটা বলতে কোনো লজ্জা নেই বা কোনো এ নেই যে আমি একজন ক্যাব ড্রাইভার, এবং আমি এটাতে খুব খুব খুশি। এবং এটার পিছনে আমার যে ফুল সাপোর্টটা, ফুল এনকারেজটা, সেটা আমার মার আছে। কারণ এখনো যখন আমি সামার সিজনে ড্রাইভ করার পরে খুব ক্লান্ত হয়ে বাড়ি যাই, মা পরের দিনের জন্য আমাকে ইন্সপায়ার করে, না ঠিক আছে তুই এনে একটু ড্রিঙ্কস খা, একটু রেস্ট নে, আবার তো পরের দিন তোকে ড্রাইভ করতে হবে। মানে এই যে এন্থটা, এটা আমি আমার মার থেকেই পাই। তো সবাই বলে যে একজন পুরুষের সফলতার পিছনে একজন মেয়ে থাকে, তো আমি বলছি যে একজন মেয়ের সফলতার পিছনে একজন মেয়েই থাকে। তো ব্যাস, থ্যাংক ইউ।
Thank you so much, Deepta ji. आपने बहुत ही अच्छा बोला. And now I request Mrs. Shireen Moge, our guest of honor, to share her observations, which I'm sure will, with coming from a defense forces ecosystem, it will be, throw a very new light to the whole thing. Yes, please.
Good evening, everybody. So at the outset, I would like to thank Mr. Naresh Pachesia and Manju for inviting me and giving me the honor of coming and addressing the gathering. I would also like to appreciate all the speakers who have, the eminent speakers who have spoken here. Your stories are an inspiration, a motivation to all, and definitely a force to reckon with. I mean, amazing stories. So I would just like to give what I feel of a sustainable society first, say a few words, and then move on to what I do. So from everybody's speeches, we have realized that women have played a pivotal role in fostering sustainability, both within their communities and also on the global stage. As primary caregivers and resource managers, women are often at the forefront of conservation efforts, leading initiatives that ensure the responsible use of natural resources. So from advocating for clean energy to promoting sustainable agriculture, their contributions are indispensable. In rural areas, women are frequently responsible for managing water, fuel, and food resources. Their traditional knowledge of local ecosystems makes them vital agents of environmental preservation. Across the world, female-led organizations are championing sustainable farming methods, waste management solutions, and renewable energy projects. In corporate and political spheres, women leaders are introducing policies that prioritize environmental responsibility and social welfare. We have influential figures like Cristina Figueres, who has played a key role in the Paris Agreement of 2015, and Vandana Shiva, an advocate for ecological sustainability They exemplify how women's leadership can drive a meaningful change. Moreover, empowering women through education and entrepreneurship further enhances sustainability. Studies show that societies with greater gender equality experience improved environmental outcomes. Women-led businesses and social enterprises are increasingly focused on ethical production, circular economies, and community resilience. As it is rightly said, you educate a man, you educate one person. You educate a woman, you are educating an entire family. So now this brings me to what I am doing. I come from an organization which sells death. Yes, we sell death. Now, I'm the spouse of an army officer. A person joins the armed forces to die. He knows he is going to be called to service. He is willing to give his life. He is not worried about what lies ahead of him. Or when he goes on the battlefield, he is not worried about what lies ahead of him. His primary concern, his most important worry is what he is leaving behind. That is where we, the spouses, come into play. We are a very rare species of spouses who are juggling three things. We have our own careers. I'm a French language teacher by profession, having more than 15 years of teaching experience. We manage a house. House because there are so many years, so many times when we have to be, there's no, the person is not, the serving person is not going to be at home. Somebody has to manage the house. Be it whichever spouse is there not serving has to take care of the family, the parents, the children. The children, you know, as an infantryman will tell you, a soldier from the infantry will tell you, if you ask him, he comes home, every 2 years he's on food posting. When he comes home, if you ask him, how old are your children? He will not remember their ages. He will tell you, my younger one is this long, my elder one is this much. Because when they go for duty, the kids are sleeping. When they get back, they are asleep. Who looks after them? It is the spouse. So the spouses are responsible. They are the spine of the family. If they don't remain strong, if they don't put up a brave face, the entire society, the entire family, not just the person person is married to, but the parents, here, there, everything will crumble. So that is what the role we play. And we have had, we have seen so many wars happening. We have had the Kargil war. We have occasions where we have had martyrs like Vikram Batra, Rajesh Singh Adhikari, one of the first casualties who's from our own regiment. They are gone. Yes, there have been so many petrol pump data. You have given something else. Entire year, there has been so much in the newspapers. They have been given by the state governments, whatever they have been given. What after that? Who is going to hold their family's hand? Who is going to ensure that they get their emoluments on time? That is the role we play. We also work as a support system for these families, the widows, the of war and battle casualties. So we look after widows of people who have died in the 71 wars. Of course, they're very old now. But we have to, and it's voluntary work. We don't get paid for any of these social work that we do. But it is something that we feel we owe to the organization. So we look after, ensure that they get their emoluments on time, whether their pension is coming, what particular different types of pension as per the death of the person. Are their children getting admission in a proper school? Are they having any difficulties? A young girl, a young widow with a small baby, a person has died in war. She gets lots of money. She doesn't have the wherewithal to. She might not be educated, or might be just 10th standard. She doesn't know what to do with it, but she needs it. And there will be, you don't have to wait for somebody to die. If you win a lottery of 5 crore, you will suddenly, realize that there are so many people who are your well-wishers. So that is what happens. So when you have a helpless woman like this, somebody needs to hold her hand. Somebody needs to guide her so that she is not taken advantage of. So that is where the organization comes in, the spouses come in. We help them. We have our veteran cells. We have our portals at the Delhi level also. So we have our own organization, which is Army Wives Welfare Association. So we help them in ensuring that they get what they deserve in time. They have their health issues, so the health cards are made. We have people staying 250 kilometers from here, elderly ladies. They need hospitalization. So we talk to the family members, they bring them here, we ensure they're hospitalized and everything is taken care of. What about our own children with special needs? Everywhere. Now, a normal person, a normal soldier cannot afford putting that child to a private school. They don't have, and every 2 years they are moving. Where do our children go? So we also have our own schools, which are known as Asha schools, which are manned by professionals. We have very qualified teachers and principal and everybody. They are affiliated to our command hospitals. But that is a safe haven for our own children. And then it becomes our responsibility to see that this particular institution, if we have schools here, our schools for special needs like Asha schools, we also have our pre-primary schools, our army schools. Who is going to ensure that a organization, that small school is functioning well? Do they have any problems? So that is where the spouses come in. So we are like a bridge between the bosses or the policymakers and what is actually happening on ground. So suppose there is something small required and at one of the schools, and they have already sent a letter, something it's not happening, some urgent repair work needs to be done. It's got lost in that paperwork, maybe. And suppose when I'm on a visit, that principal or the teacher mentions that we need this. It's urgent. I just have to tell my husband, this is important. Please look into it. So this is that connect which we give. So I think, and again, family is very, very important. Another thing that we always have is whenever an officer or a Jawan, he gets a promotion, it becomes a celebration for the family because nobody can succeed alone. Till the time his support system is not rock solid. A person can fight at the battlefront and win for the country because he knows his family is being taken care of. There's somebody who's standing there rock solid. So it happens. It's a celebration for the entire family. And the superior officer will definitely make it a point to ring up that person's mother and tell him, congratulations, your son is doing well. I think what else does a mother want? That is the gift. She's happy her son has done well. What is important? Somebody has recognized their contribution. Now, coming to anecdotes, I would just, we also come across a lot of brave people. We were talking about stories of resilience, and we were talking about Sunita William and resilience. So I would like to speak about one Lieutenant General out here, whom we have spent a lot of time with. God bless his soul, he's no more. So I'm talking about, anybody knows about Douglas Bader? He wrote the book Reach for the Sky, UK World War II, the legless pilot. Okay, so you will. So I'm talking about Lieutenant General Pankaj Joshi. He is no more. Died a few years ago. When he was a young, within first 5 years of his service, and during the 71 war, he landed on a mine, and he lost both his legs. So one was below knee, one was above knee. He lost both his legs. And then he was taken to the Artificial Limb Center at Pune, and artificial legs were fitted. He should have been boarded out because he cannot do the requisite duty or fitness. But he decided, no, I'm not going to give up. And he used to, at that young age, he must have been 27, 28 at that time. And he lived to be 60, he lived to be 65 plus. But he used to run with everybody. He used to play games. He used to take part in Himalayan car rallies. He's done everything a fit person, a fit officer could do, a Jawan could do. That, I feel, is the story of resilience. He rose to be a Lieutenant General of Central Army Command and retired at the age of 50. So a man who had lost both his legs when he was just about 25 or so. I might have got that age wrong, but he was very young. So he has spent more than 30 years, 40, almost 40 years, serving the country and doing exactly what everybody does. That is resilience. That is dedication. That is perseverance. And it is the focus, it is the environment which gives you that. Again, we have so many stories. We had the famous, we had the crash at chopper crash on 8th of December 21 when General Bipin Rawat passed away and his wife in that air crash. The others, we had another, a friend of ours, Brigadier Linder, who passed away, his wife. So again, now she has taken up a job. She's the principal of a school in Gurgaon. She's doing giving motivational talks. And this is the way to move ahead. This is where we hold hands. So that's the work we do. So I feel that, yes, we are privileged. I am privileged to be in an organization which has given me a lot of perks. But with perks and privileges comes responsibilities. I owe it to the society to give back. If I am privileged, it is my responsibility to make sure that the underprivileged ones get an opportunity to come up. So that's what I feel. So that's the work I do. I think I've spoken too much. And thank you so much for listening to me so patiently. And I think we are working more on the person-to-person contact, the society contact, and emotions and empathy. So I think that's what we work on, and we try to keep the family together. Thank you.
Thank you, Shirinji, for such a passionate, description of what you do, and and you really brought out something very different in this entire discussion, including what Akshay mentioned. You covered that part of the power of the spouse, the importance of the spouse to be the homemaker. It could be any spouse to be the homemaker, and the power of the family. And it's the Indian family ecosystem which makes us different from the Western world's ecosystem. Thank you so much. And now I hand over to Rani for taking the proceedings forward, please.
Thank you, sir. We would like to take this opportunity to honor our guests of honor and guest speakers, as well as to young women of excellence. We will start with Madam Shirin Mogi. Bharat Chamber of Commerce and Bharat Chamber Ladies Forum extend their heartiest felicitations to Mrs. Shireen Moghe, Chairperson, Family Welfare Organization, Bengal Sub-Area, Eastern Command, Indian Army, at the special session in celebration of International Women's Day 2025. Mrs. Shireen Moghe, an alumna of Ferguson College, holds both a BA and an MA in French literature. From her college days, she was deeply convinced of the transformative power of literature, seeing it not merely as an academic pursuit, but as a gateway to understanding diverse worlds and human experiences. She decided to teach and motivate the young minds. Young Mrs. Shireen Moghe's decision to teach was not a conventional career choice, but a natural extension of her passion for stories and language, a means of connecting young minds to the rich tapestry of cultures, ideas, and emotions that literature offers. This unwavering commitment fueled her desire to inspire the younger generation, kindling in them a similar love for literature and its boundless possibilities. Mrs. Moghe taught English and French in various CBSE and IB schools and colleges, including the Wardier College, Army Public School, Ahmednagar, Bodhi International School, Jakarta International School, Bandung International School, among others. At present, she is the president of the managing committee of the Asha School, Kolkata, an institution for children with special needs established by the Army for the children of the armed forces personnel. She is also the chairperson of the managing committee of 6 Army pre-primary schools located in and around Kolkata. In recognition of her outstanding leadership, vision, and unwavering dedication to community welfare, Mrs. Moghe has been nominated as the chairperson of the Family Welfare Organization. Through her compassionate stewardship, she has spearheaded numerous initiatives aimed at uplifting the lives of families, empowering women, and ensuring the well-being of children across diverse communities. Her tireless efforts have strengthened the reach and impact of the FWO with programs focused on healthcare, education, vocational training, and social empowerment. Under the guidance of Mrs. Moghe, the FWO has expanded its role as a vital support system for families in need, fostering self-reliance and dignity through sustainable development initiatives. Mrs. Moghe's deep commitment to service, coupled with her inclusive and empathetic leadership, has made a transformative difference in the lives of countless individuals. She stands as an inspiration to all those who believe in the power of community-driven change. May we wish you, Mrs. Shireen Moghe, a beacon of hope, compassion, and leadership to excel in all your endeavors in making enduring impact on the society and the best of health. May I request our President, Mr. Naresh Pachesia, Bharat Chamber of Commerce, to come to the center of the dais and kindly honor Mrs. Moghe with the trophy. The citation, Princeton. Thank you, sir. We have with us two women of excellence who are redefining workforce participation in non-traditional fields, and we would like to honor them with the Inspiring Women Award. Ms. Deepta Ghosh, with her extraordinary courage, resilience, and pioneering spirit, stands as a shining example of determination and empowerment. An engineer by qualification, BTech in electrical engineering, she worked for others for 6 years and then decided to become independent in earning her livelihood. Faced with personal and professional challenges caused by the untimely death of her father, including the need for financial independence and determination to support her family, she made the unconventional and courageous decision to become a professional cab driver in Kolkata, challenging societal norms and breaking barriers in a field traditionally dominated by men. Rather than being defined by circumstances, Ms. Ghosh redefined them, turning adversity into an opportunity to chart her own course. She chose a path that reflects both her pragmatism and her indomitable will and secured the commercial driving license in 2021, quite unconventional for a woman in Kolkata. Ignoring apprehensions, she undertook the required intensive training to commence her professional journey independently. Through her unwavering dedication, Ms. Ghosh has not only earned the respect and trust of countless passengers but has also inspired a broader movement towards gender inclusion and empowerment in public transportation. Her journey exemplifies dignity in labor, pride in honest work, and the spirit of self-resilience. Ms. Ghosh's story resonates as a powerful message of courage, redefining success on her own terms and opening doors for other women to follow. Ms. Deepta Ghosh, you are truly a trailblazer whose actions continue to inspire confidence, challenge stereotypes, and contribute to a more inclusive and equitable society. We wish you continued success in your journey. May your story encourage many others to follow their dreams with courage and determination. May I now request Mr. Pachesia to present the Inspiring Woman Trophy to Ms. Deepta Ghosh. Thank you. Thank you, madam. The next recipient of the Inspiring Woman Award is Ms. Reshma Nilofer Visalakshi. Ms. Reshma Visalakshi is a distinguished pioneer in the maritime industry, celebrated as India's first and only woman marine pilot. Born in Chennai, she pursued a Bachelor of Engineering in Marine Technology from the Birla Institute of Technology, Ranchi, and joined the Kolkata Port Trust as a trainee pilot in 2011, embarking on a path less traveled by women. Ms. Visalakshi undertook the arduous and challenging task of piloting ships in and out of Kolkata, Haldia ports, Bajbaj oil terminal, and Sagar anchorages. Thus, she gained the unique experience of navigating ships through the challenging waters of the Hooghly River, one of the most treacherous pilotage waters globally, characterized by its narrow channels, shifting sandbanks, and strong tidal currents. Beyond her piloting duties, Ms. Visalakshi is a passionate advocate for women's rights in the maritime sector, frequently engaging as a motivational speaker to inspire and encourage more women to explore careers in this traditionally male-dominated field. As a young woman from India, she had the privilege and pride to be pilot to address at Unite, a conference by women offshore in 2019 at the Maritime Pilots from Around the World session held at Houston, Texas. Professional excellence of Ms. Visalakshi has drawn the invitations to join various prestigious organizations like membership of the Managing Committee of the International Women Seafarers Foundation. Since its inception, membership of Women's International Shipping and Trading Association, Vista India, and other organizations. Her groundbreaking achievements did not go unnoticed. In 2019, Ms. Visalakshi was honored with the Nari Shakti Puraskar, India's highest civilian award for women, presented by the Honorable President Shri Ramnath Kovind. Ms. Visalakshi's journey is not just about personal accolades, it signifies a broader movement towards gender inclusivity in maritime professions. Her resilience and dedication continue to pave the way for future generations of women seafarers, challenging stereotypes and setting new benchmarks in the maritime industry. Your remarkable journey as India's pioneering woman marine pilot is a beacon of inspiration, and with your courage and dedication, do continue to navigate uncharted waters, steering the maritime industry toward greater inclusivity and excellence. May we wish you, Miss Reshma Nilofer Visalakshi, fair winds and following seas in all your endeavors and the best of health in the maritime ambience. May I request President Mr. Pachesia to present the Women of Inspiring Woman Award to Ms. Visalakshi, along with the citation and the memento. Guest speakers, we will go alphabetically. So we'll start with Miss Lognojita Chakraborty, eminent musician and vocalist. Miss Lognojita Chakraborty stands as one of the most promising and versatile playback singers of the new generation. With her expressive renditions and impeccable vocal range, she has carved a unique space for herself in the musical world of Bengali contemporary music. From a young age, Ms. Chakraborty was deeply influenced by the rich and diverse musical heritage of Bengal. Her keen interest and skills in storytelling have taken her to greater heights in her musical journey. The ability to add passion to the lyrics has helped her to make a mark as a live performer, captivating audiences with her stage presence, authenticity, and emotional connection to her music. As a woman achiever, Ms. Chakraborty exemplifies determination, grace, and resilience. Her journey in the competitive world of music is a testament to her unwavering dedication, tireless pursuit of excellence, and her ability to break through traditional barriers with quiet strength and dignity. Balancing creativity with hard work, she has become a role model for many aspiring women artists, proving that passion, perseverance, and self-belief are key to achieving success. By acting in a Bengali film, Ms. Chakraborty has demonstrated the ability to portray on the screen a person that she is not. Her versatility and innovative approach have earned her rich accolades and acclamations. She is one of the young musicians to have been honored with the Shera Bangali Award by the Anando Bajar Potrika in 2015. In honoring you, Ms. Lognojita Chakraborty, we celebrate not just your remarkable voice and artistry, but also your lead role as a woman whose achievements will continue to inspire confidence, break stereotypes, and empower others to follow their dreams. May I request President Mr. Pachesia to present the honor to Madam Chakraborty, along with the citation and the memento. Thank you, ma'am. Moving on, Mrs. Reena Chaudhary stands out as a dynamic leader and one of the driving forces behind strategic business growth at NIS Management Limited. As a joint managing director, she has consistently demonstrated an exceptional blend of visionary leadership and operational excellence. Over the past 28 years, Mrs. Chaudhary has been associated with NIS Management Limited. During this period, the company has witnessed remarkable growth as a service provider, rapidly expanding its portfolio in housekeeping, security, and facility management solutions across India. Her success demonstrates that increasing leadership of women in management and participation in the board leads to expansion of activities with care to produce better financial results. Mrs. Chaudhary has a bachelor's degree with honors in English and master's degree in linguistics from the University of Calcutta. She also holds the professional degree of mass communication from Jadavpur University. Apart from handling her responsibilities of being a board member of the company and its day-to-day management, Mrs. Chaudhary is also a visiting faculty member and director of Kirtika Academic Private Limited, a group company of NIS Management, which imparts certificate training for security guards and housekeeping personnel. Mrs. Chaudhary's passion as a woman brings a unique blend of empathy, attention to detail, and unwavering commitment to excellence in driving the development of safety and security management. Her innate ability to balance firmness with compassion fosters a culture of well-scrutinized trust, discipline, and care, ensuring a safe, clean, and well-managed environment. May we wish you, Mrs. Reena Chaudhary, the best of success in your endeavors in security and safety management for people around you and the best of your personal health and safety. May I request Mr. Pachesia to present the award and the citation and memento to Mrs. Chaudhary. Captain Nandit Halda, Commander Airbus 320 Fleet Director ICAS and Aviation Consultant. Captain Haldar has made herself a distinguished figure in the realm of civil aviation, exemplifying excellence, leadership, and dedication. With an illustrious career as a commander of the Airbus 320 fleet at Air India, she has demonstrated exceptional piloting skills and an unwavering commitment to flight safety. Her expertise is further recognized through her appointment as the Deputy General Manager of Flight Safety at Air India Limited to play a pivotal role in enhancing operational protocols and ensuring passenger security. Beyond her contributions to commercial aviation, Captain Haldar extends her passion for the industry through academia as director of the International Center for Aviation Studies in Kolkata. Her leadership at ICAS reflects her dedication to advancing aviation education and fostering a culture of safety and excellence within the sector. Captain Haldar's career is a testament to her relentless pursuit of excellence and her significant impact on both the operational and educational facets of aviation. May we wish you, Captain Nandita Haldar, the best of luck, strength, and good health in your journey in the emerging space of advancing technological domain of civil aviation. Mr. Pachesia, President, may I request you to kindly present the honor to Captain Nandita Haldar. honor Dr. Shukla Mistry, Chief Operations Officer, Haldia Petrochemicals Limited. Dr. Shukla Mistry's parents lived in a remote village. She walked miles to school and studied under the traditional kerosene illumination, as the village in the Sundarbans was not connected to the grid. Overcoming the other challenges of remoteness, she excelled in her studies and secured admission at the prestigious Lady Brabourne College and the Bengal Engineering College at Shibpur. As a metallurgical engineer, she acquired the Advanced Diploma in Management from the Institute of Chartered Financial Analysts of India and a certificate in Industrial Radiography and Non-Destructive Testing. Dr. Shukla Mistry was appointed as the first woman inspection engineer of India at the Holdia Refinery of Indian Oil Company, and thereafter she spearheaded the management of the oldest refinery in Asia, Indian Oil's refinery at Digboi. Under her leadership, the refinery at Digboi became the first and so far the only refinery in India to receive the special TPM award from the Japan Institute of Productive Management. Thereafter, she became the head at other refineries of the IOC and had so far led the business and operation of IOC's 9 refineries and petrochemical plants as the first woman engineer, not only in the company but also in the hydrocarbon industry in India. Further, at Qatar Petroleum in Doha, she was the only woman engineer to execute the project. For her acumen, Dr. Mistry was also served as a member of the board of directors of Chennai Petroleum Corporation Limited and the first woman functional director on the board of the Indian Oil. For her leadership in advancing green initiatives and steering the industry towards sustainability, Dr. Mistry earned the Energy Woman of the Year award in 2023. With an illustrious career of decades in refining hydrocarbons, Dr. Mistry has recently been appointed as the Chief Operations Officer at Haldia Petrochemicals Limited, marking yet another milestone in her remarkable career. She is a Research Council member of 3 CSIR institutes. Dr. Mistry has to date been honored with 16 prestigious awards, and she is one of the eminent 75 women engineers in India in the compendium of the Indian National Academy of Engineers. Your extraordinary journey, Dr. Mistry, from a remote village in the Sundarbans to becoming a pioneering woman engineer in India's energy sector, stands as a beacon of inspiration. Your achievements light the way for countless women, proving that determination, skill, and resilience can break any barrier. May we extend our warmest wishes to you, Dr. Shukla Mistry, for continued success in all your endeavors and good health. Mr. Pachesia, I would request you now to present the honor to Dr. Shukla Mistry.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much inviting me. I was quite away from Kolkata, although I am actually from Bengal, and it's almost like in my career, except the tenure at Haldia in Bengal, I was always outside, and I was always thinking why to go to Kolkata, because I feel it is a very sluggish one, a little slow. Sorry, yeah. And this event of your Bharat Chamber of Commerce invited, thanks to Rudrani, who has actually made all these communications, and I felt let me explore Kolkata to create my place, because I was not connected with Kolkata. All my transfer was, like I'll tell you, Barauni refinery at Bihar, one of the most mafia prone area, where I was the plant head, and I had two different tenures to work there in 2000 to 2004 as a project manager, And then later on at 2018 to 2021, before I became director as a plant head. And I actually handle all the politicians, all the, mafias, to run the plant. And I had never allowed to have any strike, which used to be a regular business in the plant. I had been transferred to Digboy as the most sluggish refinery and made it profitable. Smallest refinery in the country, the oldest refinery in the country. And in Assam, all the refineries, it can't make the profit because of different reasons, technical reasons. It's not their fault, but it's technical reason. But Digboy is making profit these days. We made it a profitable company, profitable refineries. So with all this, thank you very much. I thought Kolkata started recognizing me, and that starts with Bharat Chambers of Commerce. Thank you very much for recognizing me, and thank you very much also. And I wish you the best of luck for your tenure, which started with women even today.
Sir, thank you.
Thank you, Rudran.
Thank you. Last but not the least, Ms. Shreya Mukherjee, Managing Partner, ACE Financial Services. Ms. Shreya Mukherjee is the Managing Partner of ACE Financial Services, and in an industry long dominated by men, she has shattered the glass ceiling to lead her financial services firm with visionary acumen and a relentless commitment. With a robust foundation in market research, hands-on experience cultivated under her father's mentorship, and an NISM VA certification, she brings extensive expertise and a focus on delivering premier investment solutions. After the untimely death of her father, Ms. Mukherjee had to carry forward her father's business legacy and has played a pivotal role in expanding financial advisory services and investor education. She specializes in mutual fund portfolio management, financial planning, research-driven investment strategies, and leveraging digital tools and software for business growth. With formal training in web design and development, digital marketing, and data analysis, she integrates technology-driven insights into wealth management, making financial solutions more accessible and efficient. ACE Financial Services has earned more than 20 awards and accolades reflecting its excellence in financial advisory and investment management. Ms. Mukherjee is an ardent advocate of women's involvement in ethical investing, financial awareness, and leadership in wealth management. Ms. Shreya Mukherjee's work stands as a testament to the capacity of a woman in transforming strategic thinking and adaptability to leadership in the ever-evolving financial landscape. May we wish you, Ms. Shreya Mukherjee, the best of success in your endeavors and the best of health. I would now request Ms. Mukherjee to please kindly come up, and Mr. Pachesia, President of the Chamber, to present the honor to Ms. Mukherjee.
I would just like to say two things about Shreya. The last time I saw Shreya years back, she was a young girl, a part of a theatre group in Kolkata. Her eyes back then used to be wide with the aspiration of becoming an actor or at least a theatre personality. I see her now years later taking in on a role which is completely different from what I saw her doing, and this is so incredible. From being a theatre actor to this, I don't know how you did it, but you did it. Congratulations.
Part of our industry when I was a theater actor.
May I now request member of Bharat Chamber Ladies Forum and member of the committee, Madam Shampa Ghosh, to propose a hearty vote of thanks and conclude today's panel session.
Guests of honor, guest speaker, dignitaries, members of the Ladies Forum and the Chamber, guests and friends. At the end of the special panel session on women shaping a sustainable society, organized by Bharat Chamber Ladies Forum, jointly with the Chamber, commemorating International Women's Day 2025, it is my most pleasant duty to propose a hearty vote of thanks to our guest of honor, Mrs. Shireen Moge, Chairperson Family Welfare Organization, Bengal Sub-Area, Eastern Command, Indian Army, for sparing some of our valuable time and addressing today's session. I would also like to thank the esteemed guest speakers present in our midst, Dr. Shukla Mistry, Chief Operations Officer, Haldia Petrochemicals Limited, Ms. Reena Chaudhary, Joint Managing Director, NIS Management Limited, Ms. Lagnajita Chakravarti, eminent musician and vocalist, Captain Nandita Haldar, Commander Airbus 320 Fleet Director, ICAS, and Aviation Consultant, Ms. Shreya Mukherjee, Managing Partner, ACE Financial Services. Last but not the least, I would like to thank Ms. Reshma Nilofer Vishalakshi, India's first and only woman marine pilot, member Nautical Institute, and pilot Shama Prasad Mukherjee Port, Kolkata, and Ms. Deepta Ghosh, an ex-engineer and woman cab driver in Kolkata, for their presence today. Finally, I would like to thank Dr. Saurav Khemani and LS Davar and Company for extending the invaluable support and contribution in making this event a grand success. May I also thank the representatives from Royal Consulate of Bhutan in Kolkata for their presence today. As the world stands at the crossroads grappling with poverty, conflict, and an escalating climate crisis, the call for a sustainable and inclusive future has never been louder. A green economy and a care-driven society are not just aspirations, they are imperatives. And who better to lead this change other than women? Now, champions of resilience, nurturers and communities, and architects of change. It is the time for women to rise, take the helm in every field, and drive the transformation towards a just, sustainable, and thriving world, because when women lead, societies prosper, economies flourish, and planets heal. My thanks are due to the members of the Chamber and Ladies Forum for attending the special session. With these words, I request you all to join me in carrying a hearty vote of thanks to our respective guests of honor, guest speakers, and awardees with an appreciative acclamation.
Thank you, ma'am. May I request our guest speakers, along with our guest of honor and our women awardees, to kindly join for a photo and make this moment memorable. I would request Madam Ghosh also to join. Thank you so much.